So the two cameras I bought a Nikon D5300 and a Canon EOS T5i. They're similarly priced and they have similar features, but I wanted to go over a couple of the differences and what I like about each camera. And I'm going to return one of these, and I'll tell you at the end of the video here which one I'm going to return and why. For the first thing is, you'll notice the body on these two cameras. The Canon is a little bit bigger. The lens on this particular Canon is the 18 to 135 millimeter, and this is just the standard lens, which is the 18-55 millimeter. Okay, so they both have autofocus, and you can switch them on and off on both sides here, on both cameras. I did like the on-off button for the Canon better. It's much easier to switch. It's when you're trying to turn it on and off. It has two modes on, which is taking pictures, and then it shows the video camera for taking video. This one has an on-off switch, and you record video by pressing this button here. I did not like the switch as much because I tend to find myself fiddling with it more, trying to get it on and off, because it's a small bump as opposed to this one is a nice big lever. Yes, I did notice that the autofocus on these two cameras, the Nikon seems to do a better job with autofocus on this particular lens. It's faster. I'll tell you what I like better about this camera with this screen is the touch screen. It's much easier to get to the menus. This one you have to push buttons to get through all the different menus, and it takes a lot longer. For the chargers, Nikon has this adapter here. It has this pop-out thing here that you can plug into the wall. I do not like these type of chargers because they're hard to plug into power strips, and usually you're competing for space, and it has to be on the end, and it doesn't fit in, and it comes out. So I'm not a big fan of these type of chargers, although it worked fine. Canon comes with this with a charger that's similar size, but it has a cable that you plug into the end of it with a standard connector. I liked this one better only because you could plug into anywhere you could normally plug in a normal cable. They both come with similar neck straps. The Nikon comes with this cable that is uses very old. It's very old technology. I don't have any devices in my house that use this type of interface anymore. My HDTV doesn't have these anymore. So I don't know why they sent this. The Nikon also has this USB cable, which I do not like. It's a very small connector. I don't even know what this thing's called, but it's very unusual. I googled it, but it's like a rectangular shape. It's not a micro or a mini connector. I just don't like it because it's not common. The Canon comes with the standard mini USB connector, which I actually prefer over the micro, and it works fine. They both come with two discs. One is for drivers, the other one is software. The software discs on these cameras, the Nikon basically comes with an image viewer and a video viewer. It's kind of an organizer, kind of like Picasso might be. The Canon comes with the driver disc. However, it also comes with a software utility that allows you to remotely control the camera. This is a big deal, and I've used it and I really like it. You can control the focal points where you want the camera to focus on. When autofocus, you can control the light exposure. You can control. You can take pictures with it remotely and record video remotely, and you do it all with a USB cable connected to a PC or a Mac. with the EOS utility software. I really like that. I've decided to keep the Canon EOS T5i because it has a touchscreen and because of the EOS utility software. It runs on PC or Mac. Right now I've got it recording my fish, and I can tell it where I want the autofocus to center on. It also has the ability to take a picture. It shows all the different my sound levels. You can do face detection. It's tracking my fish. If we stop the recording here, see, we could turn the autofocus on and off. Turn flash control, things like that. Also, one more thing is when taking pictures or video with these two cameras, the Nikon tends to be a little bit more green, and I've seen this in other reviews. They say the same thing. You can make a manual adjustment, but by the default settings, this one has a warmer color to the video and the pictures, and I actually like the way the pictures look. I want to mention one other thing that I noticed is that when recording video, the audio on the Canon was much louder than the Nikon. I thought that was kind of interesting. That was such a drastic difference. The Nikon sounded like it was kind of off in the distance, even though I was standing about 6 feet away, and the Canon sounded really good. In summary, I like both cameras. I think they're both good cameras. They're both priced around the same price, somewhere between $650 and $700 just for the body. You can get different deals with different lenses. I'm choosing the Canon because I like some of the features. The remote control software is a big deal to me. You can start and stop recording and take pictures, adjust light levels, choose focal points. I like the touch screen on the Canon. You can navigate through the menus a little easier. You can also choose where you want the lens to focus. They both have good lenses. Like the Canon has the IS, image stabilization lens, and the STM lens, which stands for the stepper motor control for the auto focus. The benefit of the STM is it's not noisy when it's focusing, and you don't pick that up when you're recording video. I think the Nikon has a similar feature as well. That's it. This is Techno Ted 007. I hope I've helped you out a little bit, and see you in the future.